Thank you for coming. And basically, I want this to be just a short press briefing. But after the results and the verdict having come in this very, very, very important case, for us, it was worthy to bring you together to discuss the verdict as well as what comes next, what's happening next in this case. Now, as you know, all of the defendants were found guilty on the 44 counts of the information. It was just every single one, and so it was quite, we were able to prevail in this. As you know, just a little bit about the history. This case started with an audit in 2006. That was the audit of the Inspector General, the local Inspector General, Stephen Van Beverhout, in a joint audit with the Department of Interior. And in that 2006 audit, what they found, what the Inspector General found, was that there was quite a bit of waste, fraud, and abuse in the Roy Lester Schneider Hospital among the executive staff. At that point in time, a criminal investigation, after the audit report was released by the Inspector General, a criminal investigation did ensue, a criminal investigation by the criminal investigator of the Inspector General's office. As you probably know, the Inspector General's office does have the ability to do criminal investigations and submit them for prosecution. Now, the Attorney General's office became involved in this case early on because when the investigation, or during the course of the audit actually, there was difficulty in getting information from the hospital, from those executives, particularly Mr. Cardi and Mr. Nahavich, but primarily Mr. Cardi. But there was difficulty in getting that information, and to the point where we had to, for the first time, actually take them to court, where we had an action to get them to obey the Attorney General's subpoena. Now, initially, letters were sent out, as normally in audits, by the Inspector General, and Mr. Van Beverhout even having issued letters requesting contracts and other information. That was rejected, and they came to the Attorney General's office and to request assistance. Then once we issued the subpoenas, still we were not getting the information. So we went to court on that, and then subsequent to that, then they were ordered to release information based on the subpoenas. Now that the investigation, the criminal investigation ensued, from the very beginning, the Attorney General's office at that point in time was very much involved with the Inspector General's office in the investigation. Particularly, I have here with us as a part of the prosecution team, investigation team,